Yay, here we are. Now, there's something everybody say, and me being a very, I will say, thinking person, my brain is constantly on. It's never really peace inside here, and that is probably why I love painting so much, because it calms me down. There's just one thing people keep saying and asking, it's this thing, how are you? And for me, it is impossible not to answer that question. I just don't know how to just say, oh, I'm fine, I'm great, it's okay, yeah, and then how are you? And they say, I'm fine, and everybody just go about their day. But for me, with this brain I have, it is a question that I'm asking me 24/7 every day, sleeping and awaking, and and when people ask me, I just can't help. I often joke with people who kind of know me a little bit, don't ask if you don't want to know. And I noticed today, I was at the gym, and the guy who works there, a young guy, I came in and I put on these plastic things on my shoes because there's some dirt on the side and stuff, and I asked him, how are you? And he just shocked, are you asking how I am? And I say, yeah, I just want to come, you be the first one, for once. And I was joking, and I noticed, and he asked back, and I noticed immediately how I start actually talking about it again. Even if I decide not to, I just keep on telling how I am or about stuff, and I just want to talk a little about that today. For some of you, maybe it's interesting. In my videos, my painting videos, I really try to keep them quite short, but I can't do it because when I'm painting, I'm just going into this blaze of thoughts, and one thing takes another and another digression, and you just fall into the rabbit hole deeper and deeper. And there was this woman on that, if I could kind of shorten them down or be more to the point, or she loved my videos, but could I do more to the point? And I will actually try doing that. So I thought, okay, maybe I should just try to make some rants separately from the painting. So I was laying in my bed, actually. I've just had some food and I was just going to relax because I need this relaxation. I go to the gym, then I eat, then I sleep or kind of rest a little bit, and then I start painting. And I couldn't stop thinking about this how are you thing that everybody asks. And I don't really even think people mean it when they ask, because I can see I can see sometimes when I start telling them how I am, and I can joke about it. I can say just, well, I'm still in one piece. I can say, well, I'm on death row. I can say I'm still here. I can say, like Christopher Hitchens did, the late Christopher Hitchens in the afterlife debate, when he got this question, he said, well, I'm dying. And he was, because he had stage 4 esophageal cancer. And then he went on and told how he was and said, I'm dying, but so are you, and it's just the fact I have to think about it a little bit more. And of course he died basically a year after that, or half a year after that. And, well, anyway, how am I? how am I? How am I doing? Yeah. It's difficult to say at this point. I feel a little bit like that Murray guy in, is it Lost in Translation or yeah. That movie when he sits in a bar and he kind of drinks his drink and the introspection is just totally on. He has this deep, deep sadness in him, but also an incredible zest for life and a love of life. But there is also this deep sense of kind of panic or something lurking over there all the time. And of course he meets this girl and she just lightens up his hope or whatever that was. And I identified so much with this role because I have had a roller coaster ride for the last few years where I first went into the wall mentally. It wasn't hurting or anything, it was just the lights went out and I couldn't really feel any joy in anything. And I know now it's actually called depression. And then I got problems with my hips, so I have to have a new hip replaced now, the first hip replacement, because I trained to death my hips. Yeah. And but slowly for the last, say, 5 years, I have started to, what should I say? It's something has been turned on. Something more, something deeper. And I can actually see it in my paintings. I can see it in the brushstrokes. It started early, but I didn't see it. But I see it now, that the awareness of everything is so heightened. But as this author said, who actually had AIDS in New York or something in the 70s, 80s, he said, awareness is heightened but something else is lost. And I think that is basically where I am now. It is, awareness is so heightened that I can actually, basically I feel like a spectator to my own struggle. And I can see myself from the outside and inside at the same time. It sounds like it's crazy, but it's not. It's just like awareness has never been this on. Introspection has never been this deep. And I actually thought when I was like 30 or 40, or because I've always been engaging with my life, my brain has always been on, even when I was a young, stupid boy, quite narcissistic, stupid teenager. I did a lot of thinking, but not like it is now. Now it is profoundly deep in a way. It is so clear. And the thing too that I have noticed is that I feel a much deeper inner peace. I don't need all the entertainment anymore. I don't need to find new girls all the time to have sex with. I don't need everybody's attention or stuff like that, because I guess I was an attention seeker. I basically, most of us are, but we don't know it, we don't see it. So how am I? How am I? How am I right now? I feel I am about to harvest all the benefits of the time and experience that I have gone through. I'm about to break free from something I used to be into something more calm, focused, maybe even kinder. Well, I've always been kind, but I can be really ruthless in debates, and if people act like bullies or try to put me down in some way, I can be quite ruthless with people, because you can't really, you can throw the bus in my face and I will just brush it off, because I have been so mean to myself and taken so much shit during my life from people, and maybe probably some of it I deserved, but also a lot of undeserved shit. So I'm so used to taking shit that it doesn't really affect me emotionally, and that surprises people, I think, in if they try to put me down, because they are used to people getting angry if they call you an asshole, or they name calling and stuff like that. But I just kind of always take a step back and I just see it from a distance now. It's strange. It's a strange feeling. So, but yeah, I do have some dark sides in me, and I appreciate these sides because they can be put to good use when you become more aware as a person. Again, how am I? I've never been worse, and I have never been better. And when I get my hips replaced, I will be able to do all the training again, the martial arts, the dancing, because constant pain is also a real bitch, to put it mildly, when you always are feeling this gnawing feeling in your hips, and it just grounding. And I keep training and I keep stretching and I keep doing it, I keep loss of weight and try to fix it, and do the yoga and all that. So that's holding me back right now. And if it wasn't for that, I think I would have felt the best I have ever felt. And I'm becoming 51 now. I'm going in for my first hip replacement the 12th of April. And yeah. So that is basically how I am. How are you? It's so hard. It's such a hard question. It's almost as hard as, who are you? But that will be another video. Who am I? This is how am I? Not who am I. How am I? I'm doing good. I love life. I have great parents. I have great friends. I'm a better painter. I lost 10 kilos last year because I went into keto, fat burning, and finally found out how to lose the weight. And I'm feeling smarter and older and younger than I have ever done. So that is the answer to, how are you? How am I? Maybe you find this video totally boring. Maybe you find it useful. I don't know. I know some of you like my rants, and this is just a rant. This is basically the first time I've done something like this, because usually I I paint when I talk, and I go into this flow and things just fall into my head and I just keep on talking. I think I covered most of my thoughts about this. How am I? How are you? I actually wish people were a little bit more conscious when they ask that question, because if I had terminal cancer, it might not be the thing you want to get asked, like Christopher Hitchens, that actually took that as a joke and joked back because he was that kind of person. And I'm pretty sure I would do the same thing. Actually, sometimes when people ask me how I am, I feel like I would like to say, oh, well, I'm not so good because I'm dying. I have esophageal cancer or something like that, and I have like 6 more months to live. And I would sometimes just like to say that just to see how their face change. I haven't done that yet, but it's really tempting. But then again, it's very nasty, and you shouldn't do that. I guess there's my introspection coming in, because I have this voice here, and this voice there, and a voice in here. And this one can be a little bit naughty, this one is kind, and this one tries to be balanced. The two is like Donald Duck when he has these 2 voices on his shoulder. No, I don't hear voices. I speak to myself, but I don't hear voices, just to be clear. So yeah, I think that kind of covers it for this video. It's a long video, it's 17 minutes already, probably wear you down, wear you out. And if you like, you can leave a comment, and if you have some thoughts about these things, you can tell me, and if not, don't. You can also support my artwork on PATRON. If you like to do that, you can actually win a painting. So if you want to check that out, there's a link in description and on the side here, and you find some interviews in after this video. Okay, thank you for watching, listening, and until next time, maybe I'll talk about who am I next time. Or maybe I talk about art, or maybe I talk about whatever.